Fox News. Breaking news.
Tonight, the political class got hit with a legal wrecking ball, and President Trump is already turning that victory into action. A Supreme Court ruling yesterday against race-based district engineering just blew open congressional maps all across the country. Louisiana moves first. Illinois slammed the brakes, and Democrats who built power through identity politics are suddenly watching the ground crack under them. But the real shock came when Congressman Wesley Hunt said exactly what the media never wants to hear. He's not in Congress because he's black. He's there because he's qualified. And now Trump is asking the next big question. Why stop here? You see, this matters to every voter watching because redistricting decides who holds power before a single ballot is cast. For years, the left treated race as a political weapon, carving up districts to manufacture outcomes and keep Americans boxed into categories. See, that's not representation, that is control. That's segregation. And the court just said the Constitution still matters, and that means maps drawn to satisfy racial quotas are now in serious trouble. Now, we'll take a look at Louisiana Governor Jeff Landry. Suspended House primaries until July so the state can redraw its map after the ruling. That could put Democrat-held seats directly on the chopping block before the 2026 election. And then look at Illinois, where lawmakers had to freeze their own amendment because the court made clear that race-first district design violates the 14th Amendment. This is bigger than one state. This is the collapse of a whole strategy. And with President Trump working the phones, Republicans are not sitting back and admiring the ruling. They're moving to lock in the win. And while we're talking about fixing systems that have been working against people, let me tell you about something that caught my attention on a much more personal level. You've probably seen the clip, Joe Rogan sitting with Mel Gibson, talking about people close to him who went through serious health struggles and then saw dramatic turnarounds. Rogan brings up light-based therapies and how they impact the body at a cellular level. Gibson just says it straight, this stuff works. See, that got my attention because in my own life, I watched something very similar unfold. For a long time, my wife was dealing with constant discomfort and anxiety. It was one of the most draining battles that affects everything. Then I found red light therapy through Jonathan Otto. And we started looking at the science, the testimonials. It was eye-opening. So if you want to learn more, go to myredlight.com, use NNN25 for 25% off individual items or NNN30 for 30% off bundles. Now, back to the story, because what happened next shows this is much more than just a court opinion. See, this is the part the establishment media hates the most. This ruling didn't just expose a legal problem. It exposed a moral one. Congressman Wesley Hunt, you're going to see him. He shuts down the entire race bait narrative in second. He said he represents a white majority district that President Trump would have won by more than 20, and he won it by over 25. Translation, voters chose competence and not skin color. That blows a hole straight through the left's favorite lie, that America can only function when Democrats sort everyone by race. But, of course, they've been doing that since the Klan days, haven't they? Here is Representative Wesley Hunt giving the perfect response. He's a Republican from Texas. Check this out.
There's been a lot of talk how there won't be any black Republican members in the new term. Yeah. What do you make of that?
Nothing. I don't understand how that's relevant.
Is there a problem with like recruitment? Or
I don't think it's a problem with anything. I'm not here because I'm black. I am here because I'm qualified representative for Congressional District 38, and the American people choose who they want to choose. Yeah. And the one thing I don't want to get into is this game of race bait all day, every day. If there's 4, if there's 10, if there's none, what we are talking about is who is the best person that is best qualified to fill a seat, regardless of the way that they look. And I tell people this all the time till I'm blue in the face. I represent a white majority district that President Trump would have won by over 20 points, and I won by 25 points the last time I ran. I'm being judged not by the color of my skin, but by the content of my character. I don't care how many black people are here. I want the most qualified people that are here.
And thank you. Oh, got it. Thank you, Harrison.
Yeah, well said. So he didn't just shut down the left's race bait script and put merit back in the center. Now here's the ruling. As Democrats panicking, Louisiana freezing House primaries and redrawing the map after the Supreme Court crushed the race-based districts. It's official. Governor Landry has suspended U.S. House primaries until July following the court ruling.
Democrats are decrying the Supreme Court ruling today against a black majority district in Louisiana that rolls back a key provision of the Voting Rights Act. We get details tonight from Fox News chief legal correspondent, anchor of Fox News Sunday, Shanna Bream.
Certainly, the precedent of this decision will impact other states.
As redistricting fights across the country aim to reshape the midterm playing field, the Supreme Court has issued a decision that could send states scrambling to redraw maps in a move seen favorable to Republicans and one that has the potential to impact somewhere in the neighborhood of roughly 20 current congressional districts.
Would you consider it a win for who?
A win for Republicans.
I love it.
The 6-3 opinion finds Louisiana erred in drawing a second predominantly black district, which it had done in response to earlier litigation challenging its map at the time. Justice Alito, writing for the majority, quote, "No compelling interest justified the state's use of race in creating SB 8. That map is an unconstitutional gerrymander, and its use would violate the plaintiff's constitutional rights." Justice Thomas authored a concurring opinion joined by Justice Gorsuch, going beyond the majority's ruling. Quote, "I would go further and hold that Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act does not regulate districting at all." The dissenters, Justices Kagan, Sotomayor, and Jackson, warn they fear Section 2 is essentially, quote, "a dead letter" following today's decision. The consequences are likely to be far-reaching and grave. If other states follow Louisiana's lead, the minority citizens residing there will no longer have an equal opportunity to elect candidates of their choice.
I think what the Supreme Court is saying is it doesn't matter what communities are actively harmed, so long as you can't prove intent.
It's unclear whether some legislatures will now be able, if they want, to redraw their maps in time to affect the midterms, since primary voting has already started in many states.
Yeah, I like how AOC just says the affected communities. Like, they continue to marginalize individuals based on their race. It's so disgusting, and they do it right in your face. So, Louisiana decision already moving fast. Democrats warning their district machine is on the chopping block. Illinois policy reports that the U.S. Supreme Court has put the brakes on the Illinois legislature's proposed redistricting amendment, HJRCA 28. In a 6-3 decision, Louisiana versus Calais, the court ruled that drawing districts based predominantly on race violates the 14th Amendment. Because the Illinois Amendment required the creation of racial coalition districts, the proposal is now unconstitutional. The Illinois Senate has officially paused all movement on the amendment just days ahead of the May 3 deadline to get it on the November ballot. Illinois lawmakers draw districts to avoid competition. Democrat candidate percentage share of vote totals in 2024 U.S. House elections by congressional district elections are generally considered competitive if the margin of victory is less than 10. Democrat candidate percentage share of vote totals. So you can see the numbers there. Red 45, blue 55. So it's not just Louisiana. Illinois is scrambling after the same Supreme Court standard. Reaction online, though. The Rican memes. You gotta love this one. What's going on there, Kramer? We're redrawing the maps, Jerry. Please give me more Seinfeld. That pretty much sums up the mood on the Democrat side. Shifting gears, President Trump says Republicans need to stop playing defense and deal with the filibuster before Democrats use it to ram through court packing and new blue states. Here's President Trump on the filibuster being terminated.
You pushed on True Social, calling on Senate Republicans to blow up the filibuster. It is a big issue with MAGA. MAGA wants you to get rid of it.
They should
Why don't they do it?
Why don't they do it?
I don't know.
I have no idea. You know why? I guess because they have 3 or 4 that are like hardline, the same ones that are hardline, no to everything, and if you don't have all of them, we have a very small majority. John Thune's a good man. I said to him, John, just go take the vote. Let's expose who the people are. Yep. But, you know, if we got rid of the filibuster, we could vote on the Save America Act, voter ID. You know, you act so good. I love this. He's a great guy. Even though I don't love his girlfriend too much, okay? I won't tell you who the girlfriend is. But I like him, and I've always liked him. It's great that he hasn't changed. But, Brian, I think here's the problem. It's not even imaginable to me why. And people are angry about it. I'm talking about Republicans are angry about it. The filibuster should be terminated. If the Democrats ever get a shot, which probably, based on history, sometime they will use it in the first minute of the first hour, and they will execute all of the bad things. 21 justices, you know, they really like 21. I heard 13, but they really want 21 Supreme Court justices. And they really want to have D.C. and Puerto Rico become states. That would mean automatic 4 senators go into the Democrat column. And there's not even a chance that they don't do it and do it immediately. Now, with that knowledge, because you could argue whether it's good or bad, but I don't think it's that much of an argument, frankly. But you could argue, with that knowledge that they're going to do it immediately, why wouldn't you do it as a Republican? Unless you have bad motives almost. But if we did it, we could pass one bill after the other. We could pass laws and acts and things that we never even dreamt of passing. And you know what else? We wouldn't lose for 50 years.
That's the truth right there. Trump's warning is blunt. Kill the filibuster now or Democrats will weaponize it the second they get power. And here President Trump says thank you to the great governor of Louisiana, Jeff Landry, for his leadership on the very important Calais case and for moving so quickly to fix the unconstitutionality of Louisiana's congressional maps. He's shown tremendous vision, strength, and leadership. Thank you, Jeff. Keep up the great work. And then President Trump also posting this. I had a very good conversation with Governor Bill Lee of Tennessee this morning, wherein he stated that he would work hard to correct the unconstitutional flaw in the congressional maps of the great state of Tennessee. Likewise, all the other political representatives of Tennessee have promised to do so. This should give us an extra seat and help save our country from the radical left Democrats and their country-destroying policies of high tax, open borders, transgender mutilization, defunding the police, ICE, and Border Patrol, no voter ID, soft on crime, and so much more. Thank you, Governor Lee. Push hard, President Donald J. Trump. So this is the moment, folks. The court changed the rules, and President Trump instantly saw the opening. Louisiana is redrawing. Tennessee is being examined for what Trump called similar flaws. Illinois gets stopped cold. That means the machine Democrats used to hardwire identity politics into the map is starting to fail. And Trump is not thinking small. He's now openly pressing Republicans to consider ending the filibuster because he knows Democrats would destroy it in a heartbeat to pack the Supreme Court, add D.C. and Puerto Rico as states, and rig permanent control. See, Trump understands something the weak Republicans still do not. When you win, use the win. See, it's not just about district, it's about whether America will be governed by citizens or engineered outcomes. So here's the bottom line. President Trump is doing exactly what leaders are supposed to do. He sees a constitutional victory, he sees an opening for fairness, and he moves fast. Louisiana already acting, Illinois is retreating, Democrats are panicking because their race-first playbook is being exposed in public. And Wesley Hunt delivered the line that should define this whole fight. Not skin color, character and qualification. That is the America First position, and millions of normal Americans agree with it. Are you tired of identity politics, deciding elections before voters even show up? If so, share this report right now. And comment below with a yes or no. Should Republicans use this moment to fully dismantle race-based district engineering nationwide? Subscribe if you haven't, and text raw feed to the number on your screen, 844-840-4963. That's how we bypass the algorithm. I made this just for you guys because they are suppressing the hell out of our channel right now. So I want to make sure you get the messages in the news directly from me to your phone. And check out the next news merch shelf below this video. The map is changing, the game is changing, and America is winning again.
The system controls information. Information control is power.
They don't want you to see this.
The truth only survives together. They don't want this shared. Share this now. You know out.